Hello YouTube, my name is Travis.
I'm Sarah.
And this
is Bacon and Backpacking.
Today we're going to be reviewing Sarah's backpacking tent, the 6 Moon Designs Lunar Solo. Alright guys, so we will move on to the tent itself and the stuff sack. So it is a single wall tent, it's all one piece construction. This is about the size that it is. It's very packable, it's very lightweight. We'll go ahead and just give a brief overview of the stuff sack here. So it is pretty decent quality. It does come with some directions right here that shows you how to stake out the tent. Same thing, stuffing this thing in and out. We haven't torn the stuff sack or anything like that. And then there's part of the tent coming out right there. So we'll get to the meat and potatoes of this video and kind of go over some of the specifications and then show you guys the setup. All right, let's go over the pricing and the specifications on this tent. So again, this tent is the 6 Moon Designs Lunar Solo. The tent itself costs $250 from 6 Moon Designs. It is made out of a polyester material. The canopy is made out of a 20 denier, and the bathtub floor is made out of a 40 denier. The tent itself weighs 26 ounces. If you buy the stakes from the company, they do come in a 6-piece set. They cost $15. They are aluminum stakes, so they're not the lightest, but they do only weigh 2.5 ounces. Now, with the footprint, you have a couple of different options. We got the Polycro version, which is very light. They also make a Tyvek version as well. The footprint costs $11, and you do get 2 of them with that purchase, and it weighs 1.2 ounces. You can use trekking poles, but they do make a pole specifically for the Lunar Solo. It is a 49-inch aluminum pole. You cannot adjust it. It costs $15 and it weighs 3.2 ounces. They do have a carbon fiber version available that's a little bit lighter, and it's $40, I believe. Now, again, the tent does not come waterproofed, so if you want it seam sealed from them, they will do it for $35. So that brings our totals to $326 plus tax, and the whole setup weighs 32.9 ounces, so basically bang on 2 pounds and 1 ounce. One thing I did want to point out is they often run some sort of discount when you sign up for the newsletter that gives you 10% off, basically rendering the tax obsolete and then saving you an additional 2 to 3% as well too. So it can save you about $30-40. All right, guys, so a couple of different things. This is a non-freestanding tent, so it does not have tent poles, right? So with that, it's going to be a little bit more finicky than having a tent with poles to keep it rigid and give it structure. So I will say, if you're used to traditional tents, it's a little bit more of a pain. Go over some more features. You do have this vent up here that is going to do a really good job, keeping it ventilated and, trying to prevent condensation. It is pretty open, and some really driving sideways rain, I feel it could potentially get in there, but we haven't had that happen yet. One of the other things is the tent does not come waterproofed if you just get the standard option. They do have a seam sealing service available from 6 Moon Designs. And they did seal all of the seams, as you can see, but the workmanship on here is not really great. As you can see, there's just seam sealant all over the place. And then over here in the back, I don't even know how they got it down here, but there's just it was like it got on somebody's hands and they just, touched the whole tent and just got it all over. I mean, I see some more. There's seam sealant here. There's seam sealant here. So the quality control is definitely not great in the sense of it's waterproof, so that's good. But aesthetically, you pay $300+ for a product. You kind of expect it to look a little bit nicer than that. All right, so we're going to show you a couple more of the features. So we do have the fly Velcro shut. You got your zipper right here, and then just like with most tents, you can go ahead and roll back your vestibule door. Go ahead and tether that off so you can easily get your stuff in and out. And then there's your zipper system. This is your tent. You've used it, what, 4 nights now, 5 nights now, or something like that?
Probably 5 nights and, what was it, 3 trips?
Yeah, I think 5 nights and 3 trips. But anyways, so what are some pros and cons, if you had to be honest?
It's a lot more spacious than I expected for a one-person tent, which is great. I don't really feel like super confined. I can change clothes in there fine. I'm finding, I thought that I would work out some kinks with setting it up, and I'm finding I'm still having some problems with that.
Yeah, like I said, I think we're going to end up getting an adjustable trekking pole, because that's the I think that's the biggest downside for me right now, is that it drives me nuts from like an OCD standpoint when you can't get like the perfect pitch on it, and we've tried. And I just cannot get a good pitch on this thing, and I think it's because that pole's too high. So I'll do like a follow-up to this video after we get an adjustable pole. But that aside, the first night we used it, it rained quite a bit, and you did actually wake up with a little bit of water in the tent. And we're not sure if that was condensation,
I'm pretty sure it was bouncing back in from, because it was only in the back part of the...
Yeah, so what we think happened is, like you can see with this setup, how one side always ends up higher than the other. The high side was where there was a little bit of water sitting in that corner, and what we're thinking happened is like splashback, you know, up off the ground, and made its way into the tent. Now, it was nothing catastrophic, like it wouldn't, you know, make like a dangerous situation, like you weren't just... It wasn't a swimming pool in there.
Right.
But
nothing got super wet or anything.
But it is a mild inconvenience, you know, because both of the tents that we've used before, I have a Kelty one-person tent that's much cheaper, less than half the cost. Never had a drop of water in that tent any season of the year. Your big tent never had a drop of water in that thing either. So... We accomplished the goal of, you know, getting lighter, getting smaller, but there's definitely some drawbacks to it. I know this tent's actually won like a ton of awards as far as like a budget backpacking tent, and I hear a ton of good things about them, and I was really excited to get it. And I'm not like, you know, like writing it off or anything. I think overall it's good, but I was just kind of hoping it would be like perfect.
Yeah.
And as of right now, I would say that it's not perfect. So I'm going to spend the night in it. This will be my first night staying in this tent, and it's supposed to rain tonight. We'll get a better test of how bad the condensation is with me in it, because I'm about 2 Saras. So, you know, obviously the condensation will be worse with me in there. And we'll see if any rain gets in. If we wake up tomorrow and I'm in a pool of water, there's going to be some more footage that gets shot. So... Well, good morning, everyone. We did have a rain event last night. Light to medium rain, nothing too crazy. So we did some adjustments, and the front end is even higher than it was yesterday, but now it's like more evenly distributed. And we got everything set up the way it's supposed to be, as far as like the bathtub, providing like a pretty good 360 and covering like every end of the... or every side of the tent. And there was not one single drop of moisture that got in here last night. And also too, not really any condensation, which is surprising because I was in there and you know, it was in the 60s. But yeah, I mean, this field test went pretty well. No rain, so it keeps water out. But yeah, to wrap things up, guys, you know, I appreciate everybody watching the channel, getting a lot of new subs coming in, view counts going up and everything like that. So all I ask, guys, is if you're liking the videos, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the channel, go ahead, please subscribe. And, you know, put some stuff in the comments. You know, what backpacking tent do you guys use? Do you use a tent? Do you use a hammock? Tell me a little bit about it. So unless you've got anything else, I think we're good to go. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.